We're Meghan and Matt, and we're restoring a 1973 Airstream. In order to get this vintage Airstream ready to live in, we had to take it apart to replace the floor. So that brings us to this video.
Today's a big day, people.
We are finally putting together our newly restored floor and connecting it to this shell that's been here all winter.
We started this project 6 months ago, and this is actually the amount of time that we thought it would take us to complete the entire thing. Joke's on us.
First step, hook up the car. Back, that way. Got it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm excited. I've got like the first day of school kind of anxious feelings where it's like you don't really know what to expect. It's probably not going to be that bad, but you just don't know.
You just don't know.
You just don't know.
This whole winter has been leading up to this moment, and it's too cold for this. It's April.
Nope.
You might need to go up further.
Yeah. The
shell of the Airstream is located right next to the house, so we have to turn this trailer a whole 90 degrees.
We don't have enough room in the driveway to make this turn with the car, so we had to back up the trailer as close as we possibly could, and then we're gonna have to push in the rest by hand.
Alright, I got about as far as I could underneath. We have to raise the whole shell up more, but I think it's okay. Well, I've been working out for this exact moment.
We'll have to kind of do this so we don't like blow that tire. Remember, I can push. Completely straight, but we do have to jack up the shell a bit to clear the bracing pieces. We'll pull it back and forth and straighten it out as much as we can to get in because we really gave ourselves no room for error. Do this project on even ground. Grass sucks. I mean, like you guys can see, right? Like we're at an angle here. We made it so difficult on ourselves. What Matt did was use the axles to anchor down the shell because this winter was super windy. There were a few days where we were like, ooh, is that Airstream going to just topple over? Over? She survived, didn't she?
We need to raise the shell high enough to actually get it onto the exterior cinder blocks. I don't think we need to raise the shell as high as we initially did when we took it apart. I think it just needs to be high enough to clear the wheel well on this first one, and then I think we're good to go.
We were super pleased to see how well our framing held up throughout the entire winter. We built it pretty strong and took extra measures to make sure it was completely sturdy. Now it's time to jack our Airstream up. And we're able to accomplish this by using 4 bottle jacks, and eventually we're going to be using 2 floor jacks as well.
Alright, things are going pretty well so far. This is the last jack that we need to get up onto the exterior cinder blocks. And basically we've just been building them up with these 2x6s and kind of making sure that they're high enough, stable enough, and then we replace them with a cinder block, and then we're going to be able to get the jacks high enough over here. That's where we're currently at right now. I should be able to just get one more of these blocks in. I can slide in a cinder block.
Little by little, we jacked up the back and then the front, making sure we didn't do too much at a time.
We gotta raise the whole thing up so that's 3 feet off the ground at the very minimum to clear the wheel wells. The sun's finally coming out, so that's great. It's crazy that when we were doing the subfloor just earlier this week, it was in like the 60s and 70s. Today's in the 40s, so it's some crazy spring weather we're having here. We got it high enough in the front, high enough in the back. It's actually like really high right now. We're ready to now push the frame underneath, lower it down, and connect it.
We left no room for error here.
Yeah, we have like very, very, very little wiggle room.
Let me explain. We placed the cinder blocks right next to the shell when we lifted it up and separated the shell from the frame.
Are we good? I can't see.
We're 2 in the way on this side. Which meant we only had an inch or 2 on the other side of each wheel well to clear the cinder blocks. Now this is fine if you're pulling it out, but to pull it back in, we have to be really careful. Okay, hold on. You need to say 1, 2, 3. So we're not just dragging.
Ready?
Not only are we dealing with uneven ground, but we're also dealing with some wet earth, so our wheel got stuck. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Good thing we have these old subfloor templates to put down.
Ready? Got it. And then we'll use the car if we have to.
Tell me when.
Let's do it. When we push one way, the wheel doesn't turn around and face the way that we need it to go. Like, we're almost there. But this wheel is like, it's a caster, so it just goes.
Alright, let's try to lift and push it up.
Yeah, I got it. Go get it.
Okay.
Are we good? We're not going to hit the sides, are we?
No.
Transferring, it might do a little bump. One, two, three. Oh, we're good. We're gonna clear it.
Push. It needs to be a 1, 2, 3 minute.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Ow! Oh, my back! We're almost there, baby.
Almost there, baby.
Alright, time to use the car, because our backs are killing us. You're good to go straight. This took a little while for us to get perfect, and we don't have a lot of room for error, but we do have some. Because the shell's made of aluminum, once it's on the frame, we can pull it to its perfect placement. Okay, keep going back. I'm doing my best based on what I can see to make it as straight as possible. Alright, go ahead.
We didn't realize until we were editing that we actually gave the bracing a little bit of a love tap when we were backing up, and that could have been really bad in the end to this entire Airstream renovation series.
Stop! We're about an inch off. You need to go back about an inch. Yeah, we can move it by hand if anything. We're almost there.
We didn't knock it over. So we got it pretty close, and we're just gonna have to kind of maneuver it by hand and then lower it down. Lining it up is gonna be the next challenge, and I think so far so good.
Oh my goodness.
So we're right above it. Yeah, honestly, all we have to do is jack up from the center, right? What are we missing? We're missing a step.
And this is when we realized that neither of us really know what the next step is. So, to the resources.
Oh, there it is. We just had them on legs. We just jacked up. So we were just confused about how to get the legs out. But basically what we have to do is the exact same thing we did, which we couldn't remember, which is why we make these videos. So not only can we make helpful tips for anybody who's watching, but also so we can figure out how to put it back together. Basically, we need to take a bunch of blocks and block up from these legs. And then we'll build it up, we'll pull this leg out, and then we'll be able to use our regular jacks to jack up from that center point there, and then we can transfer. And then that should be good.
We hope that's easy to understand. If not, you can just keep watching this video. I'm gonna jack it up from the middle. You're going to remove a cinder block from each side.
Okay.
We're going down. We went really slow, bringing down the front and then the back, just like we did when we jacked it up. You want me to stop?
I think you should.
Okay. We tried to stick to about 3 to 6 inches, and that seemed to be a good amount to bring down at a time.
Okay, slowly lower down. Okay, now to the back.
Okay.
Same thing.
had the weight shifted onto these legs that we built. Just let it fall. And we were able to pull out the long legs. So we successfully transferred our guys over to the jack stands. Wait, can you go over there and tell me if we're high or low on the butt?
The butt is high.
This was a little complicated and hard to understand. The best way for us to bring the shell down little by little is to put it on the jack stands, but the jack stands were in the way of those long legs we just pulled out. Oh, such a stressful project. So by switching the weight over to the legs that we built, we were able to clear the way to pull those legs out and then put the jack stands back in.
Megan actually volunteered to be inside there. She said this is the more fun job, and I would agree. I'm just kind of out here doing stuff, but you know, we're getting it done.
Make sure you're keeping an eye on the steel plate.
Yeah, it's sliding right on. Things are going well. We're taking the legs off.
Finally getting these pieces off.
Wow, look at that. Look how low. Look how low all the way around.
Look at all that weather.
Wow. Nice. Megan is absolutely crushing it today. She wanted to be inside doing all the work. Here she is, crushing it. Super proud of her. Nice job, baby. Say hi. Hi to your fans.
Hi, fans. My nerves are so shot.
Lauren?
Yeah. Oh, I think we're perfect on the steel plate.
It looks like it.
Oh.
This is so exciting.
The jack in the back was a little bit more sensitive than the one in the front, so sometimes it scared me and did this.
So that's good that we kind of go down more level at the same time. Oh.
Ooh.
Are you all the way down?
You can't tell, but I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Freaking.
I know.
This is crazy. This is crazy, man. Okay.
More in the front.
Okay. Going up.
Matt stayed outside to be the eyes and give me directions because I couldn't really see what was going on from the inside. It wasn't going down perfectly, and we knew it would take a little bit of time, but we seemed to be pretty stuck.
Alright, I think I'm getting it. Going for glory. Let me know when you start to lower down.
Lowering.
We decided it was time to just drop it and see what happens.
Alright, stop right there. Stop. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going outside. I'm going to pry it. It's going to pop right on.
So we have the front nose kind of sandwiched in. Matt he said he Hulk smashed it.
I think I need to kind of pick up the back now and move it. Yeah, you see how we're off here? See, something is holding us up.
All right, guys, we're just having a little bit of trouble here, so we're gonna put the camera down and catch you guys tomorrow. The culprit ended up being the framing, so we spent the rest of the night taking most of it down.
Ready for this? So we're a little off here, but we're pretty close. The front to back looks perfect.
We made a pretty dumb mistake, something we definitely should have caught. This piece is supposed to go underneath the doorstep right here, and we totally forgot to put it in, and we already took the bracing down. What I don't get is this outrigger's in the way.
This piece should have been sandwiched in when we put in the subfloor, and we realized it wasn't gonna fit.
We're gonna make a couple modifications to this, and then we're gonna see if it fits.
After hours of trying to make this work, it just was not going to work. So it's gonna have to be a later problem. All of the framing is off, and we're ready to try and just finagle this thing together. We're hoping that if we push out in the back, the sides will just...
it with a hammer. I'm literally like so close. Hold on. I'm around the floor. Oh, it's tight.
After hours of gentle nudging and minor adjustments, we finally got our shell down.
Not gonna lie, today's been actually really frustrating. I realized I made a really dumb mistake before we even put our subfloor on, and that was not including that little metal piece of trim that needs to go underneath the door. Spirits are a little bit better now, and we're here to secure the back bow. We showed you guys in our subfloor video that the back bow is kind of a little busted, and we have this little piece of aluminum U-channel that is gonna fit right in between as a little bit of a kind of an extra support for the whole thing. Things are turning around for us here at the old Airstream. Probably have glasses on after that one.
Since we left this back bow floating just to make sure that we can actually get the shell on, our next step is to bolt it down. Finally, we are at the moment where we're going to start riveting this shell to our new subfloor. We already have the bolt on around the wheel wells and in the back bow, but the real work has just begun because we have a lot of rivets to do to put this thing back together.
I understand that you may not know what this is. This is a bucking bar. So basically, you just hold it on the back.
Okay.
Alright, and then I'm going to go probably like grr, 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 3 shots, and I think that should be good. So, from my limited knowledge and experience, it should be about 3 grots. Alright?
3 grots.
Grots. And then we'll go from there.
It's going to be so loud, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you give me the reaper so I can lay down?
Yes, it's called a creeper, by the way.
A creeper. This part was supposed to be filmed in time-lapse, but Matt accidentally did it in slow-mo instead. But basically what's happening is Matt is drilling a pilot hole and using these clecos to keep it in place.
Alright, ready? So now you're going to hold it on, nice and firm.
Okay.
And I'm going to go brap, brap, brap. And
Okay.
it's going to go. Ready?
First rivet! Woo!
Let me see it. No, I think that's good.
Okay, I lost my grip a little bit there.
This is exciting.
So it really just smashes the end.
You're on it?
Yep. Alright, so these clecos kind of just put them into place. Matt's putting a new one into this one. So, that's what the rivet looks like when it first goes in. This is what the rivet looks like after we go to Pound Town. Pretty cool stuff.
Ready?
Yep. Confirmed it is extremely loud, so make sure you have headgear.
Yeah, these are looking good. We've got 4 down and probably about 1,000 more. So we will see you after this montage.
Silly you, what did you think? He stayed for life 'cause he bought you a drink. She'll skip the seas, hey pretty please. It's true you know how to bring the heat. Oh miss one, but there's never no bids.
We are officially 36 rivets into this project. I don't really know how long it took.
This one had steel.
Oh yeah, we're also drilling through steel here. So I'd say the other one should go significantly quicker because we're just going through aluminum. We're making pretty good time, I think. I have nothing to compare it to and I'm not in a rush. So whatever, I think we're doing great. Honestly, I would say that we came back from a pretty rough start today. All we got to do left is rivet, figure out that door thing, and we're done with this part of the project. And then we are actually on to the next thing.
She put us
Tell me this is not the juiciest, fattest worm you've ever seen. I was living under the pads that we had the blocks on. I'm just gonna go put them over here. Before anybody says anything, we have plans to completely redo my mom's lawn once we're done with this project. She knew we were gonna be making a big mess. We might have made a little bit bigger of a mess than what we said, so sorry if you're watching this, Mom. We're gonna be reconnecting the little side flaps that go between the aluminum shell and the belly wrap. A lot of those pieces are trashed, so I had to cut some out of some new aluminum. So we decided we're gonna do that first. So this is our shell, this is the inside of the shell here, and the pieces are gonna be sandwiched here and go underneath. It's just me for now. Megan may be joining us later, depending on how far and how fast I can get this done. And then we're gonna be riveting the shell together.
I used the old pieces of busted aluminum as a template for the new aluminum and cut everything with hand snips. To be honest, this is my first time cutting aluminum this size, and I would not recommend doing it by hand.
All right, the new pieces are done. Honestly, my arms are shot. That was a workout using those hand snips. Those edges are pretty jagged, but since they'll be underneath, who cares? Man, I'm tired. Talk about making mistakes today, guys. Jesus. So, as you guys saw, I used this old piece as a template, but because we decided we're not doing the box, look what's there, the box. I have to cut a different piece. Ugh. Damn. All right, let's come back to this one. This is an example of following the template properly. See, the part where this screen was underneath where the propane fridge was on the original Airstream. But what I did do was cut a nice piece the exact size, maybe a little bit bigger. Right. Let's talk about something, guys. Remember this piece? The one that was stuck under the door that I couldn't get in there? Well, I cut it to see if I could make it work, because this piece needs to be under the subfloor. So that was pretty dumb of me. I guess I should probably just chill out when something's not going right and not just make a impulsive, I'll figure it out later situation, because when later comes, like right now, it's a pretty important piece, I think. I don't think I have anything I can replicate it with. I don't know how to aluminum weld. Womp, womp, womp. All right, well, let's move on, shall we?
Before I even left yesterday, I ordered cheap metal shears from Amazon. They worked so much better.
Well, friends, it is officially time to start riveting the rest of the shell together on our 1973 Airstream.
Which is the last step. The last step.
To this step.
I also have a fire going because the mosquitoes are starting to come out, and we have a bunch of scrap wood that needs to be burned, so.
We just have this back part to secure, and I think we're done.
This whole thing's boring.
Truly, this is,
Boring. Boring,
man,
boring.
riveting. Awful, awful work. So boring. It's funny, like in the middle of the project, everything sucks. And now we're at the end. It's like, oh, this wasn't so bad, huh? Ready? This is the last rivet of this entire part of the project.
Finally!
We're gonna patch this later and do all the other sealing and everything on a different video, so be sure to subscribe to that.
Wait,
What?
you gotta check it out on the inside.
I don't need to do anything. I'm going home.